Good afternoon, everybody. It's a little bit miserable here in Doncaster today, raining. But yeah, working from home today, getting all the prep ready for Friday for my show on Create and Craft. But yeah, here we are. Thought we'd spend an hour together, or maybe a little bit less. Depends on how we get on with this. And yeah, a bit different today, but then again, aren't they always? So just to remind you that we are doing tile 216 today. There you go. I have actually got the right number, the right date and everything today. And of course you can see I've inked a tile. I did use the dual brush pens. This is one I did on the TV show last time we did the brush pens. So it's well and truly dried and been salted. I quite like this down here. And you've got this little sort of hint of sky maybe. That's a little bit of a hint maybe that we're going to have something down here that's sort of grows upwards. So we're ready for this then. Whew, what do I have? I've got my metallics. I've got everything on my desk out really, but we'll see how we go as to what we add. But for now, just need a pen, pencil, tortillon. Okay, are we ready? Okay, I'm going to start by turning it around. This is going to be the base here, but I'm going to turn it here because I want to do a little bit of a line to get it going. And it's going to start with a little bit of maybe a little bit of a curl there, and then sort of create a bit of a wave as I go round. Not too sort of a OTT, but we want a little bit of something. There we go. I'm going to curl it upwards there. Okay. So that's a sort of starting point. If I turn it round again. Okay. Oh, the tile swaps are hopefully starting to come in. And you may have got some posts this morning with those, so that'd be quite nice. You see here, I'm just sort of adding in an extra line. You see on the top there. Let's bring that one round. And working my way along there. See, just sort of adding that extra line, just sort of wherever it tends to work. Okay. All right. Not bad. First start. Okay. So let's go out a little bit. Okay. Are we ready for this one? What shall we do? We're going to start here first, I think. I'm going to come in with, let's have a look, a bit of a bubble. There we go. A bit of a bubble size-wise. About as big as my lid. Yeah, about as big as my lid. Kind of thing. But I'm going to do a couple more around here, I think. Maybe not as big. Maybe one there. And there. One there. Yeah, let's put one there as well. Okay. All right. So let's start with this one here. I'm going to go a little bit larger now so you can see what I'm doing. There you go. I'm going to just fill it with bubbles just to sort of get us going. Now they're all going to be different sizes, of course. There we go. Just fill in that space there. And work my way around. Okay. See any little gaps? I'm just going to go ahead and fill in with a bit of ink. Okay. There we go. Oh, Ruth, I'm glad you found it. I know we've been waiting for puzzle stencils for a while, but we got round to it. I told you we would. There you are. Okay, they're in there tidying up today, so it's been a little bit chaotic over the last few weeks. So I'm in the peace and quiet, like prepping for Friday, and the two are in the office tidying up. Yeah, there you go. Okay, little bubbles around all of it. All right. So let's have a look at this one then. I'm just going to turn it to the side just a little bit. It's quite easy to draw. I'm going to draw loops. There you go. Loop that side. And then a loop this side. And then I'm going to do another one underneath there. And another one there. There you go. And another one there. And another one there. Okay. Oh, hi everybody. It's lovely to sort of hear from you and speak to you, of course, even if it is virtually. All right, you ready with these little loops then? I'm going to come in from the point maybe. I'm just going to bring it up like so. And then here I'm just going to put a little curve in there. Oh, they're all coming. It's bizarre, isn't it? Sometimes you send two parcels to the same place and one gets there later than the other. I sent one to America not long ago, actually. Well, I sent two to America. That's the whole point. And one got there and the other didn't. We tracked it to a depot, but it just disappeared. Never found it. Okay, all right. And I'm just going to bring a little bit of a wave down there. Oh, Gladys, I don't blame you. Dogs are downstairs. They're, keeping an eye on the place. Let's do it this way as well. They've barked at the postie and all sorts of things. They're having fun down there. But, to be fair, they're probably sleeping. There you are. So I'm just going to bring a couple of little lines down there. Okay. And there we go. First one. So that's the largest one. We've got a few others here that we need to do, but they're not going to be quite as big as that. So let's sort of look at this one here. And again, I'm turning it to the side just because I find it easier to draw these loops that way. Of course, you might find it easier to keep them level, or it's entirely up to you. So we start again with those little loops underneath, and then one along here, and then sort of one up there. Okay, see, a little bit smaller than that one. And let's take this one along here, look, and then a little line there. And then along here, and a little line. Same with this one, sort of along, and then a little line. There you go. Let's do the same on this side. And along there. And sort of just keeping it nice and gentle. There we go. One there, see. Okay. I think I'm going to just come back to this one, and I'm going to add a little bit of faux stitching on one edge. Same on here, look. There we go, just gives it a little bit of detail. Of course, they're quite small, so doing it on both, unless if you want to, it's absolutely fine, but I'm going to just do it on the one. Just gives it that little bit of a indication it's sort of a bit of ribbon. And yeah, I'm going to go on the tops of these as well. And then just along that one there. Oh, do you mind? Thank you. They're nice, aren't they? They work. I think in hindsight, maybe I should have done the little dangly bit a little bit thicker, but that's okay. That's what we want. We want them to look like ribbons. Hopefully, anyway. If not, they're just nice flowers. Alright, so again, I'm going to put a couple of little sort of lines on those. Maybe I'll do the next ones a little bit thicker. Maybe I won't. Don't know yet. There we go. So back to this one. Oh, hello Lisa, Richard. Just caught that there. Hope you're well. Looking forward to the class in a few weeks. Yeah, we're getting ready. See, I say they are tidying up, so yeah, we've turned upstairs into a little bit of a photography kind of place because we've been photographing all the products ready for the new website. Woohoo! There we go. Alright, so here we go again. Just going to do a little bit of a wavy line. Make it just a little bit thicker, I think. There you go. You see, just a wave, and then bring that wave, cross it over and join it. And then, just as before, little line. I'm just going to go on one side. There you go. And then straightish line, working my way down to the bottom edge there. Okay. Joe, there's not new stencils on Friday. There's going to be the gel pens, the brights tiles, taking the mandala back. I've got a fantastic little demo I'm going to do with that one. And the natives, I think. It's yeah. So if you've got them and not used them, why not? But you've got an extra chance to sort of have a go and see what I can do with those. But then, of course, it's always nice to see that, isn't it? And I know not everybody follows here, so you know, picking on the gel pens and things, I think it's a nice way to do it. And of course, that's probably going to be my my last show on the Create and Craft Ideal World, because of course everything changes next week. So there we are. So my husband, I don't know who's there actually. So it's yeah, going to be quite, you know, I mean, I've only been there for 3 years, but some people have been there for a long time, so it's nice to catch up with whoever's there. There we go. But of course, I am working on book 7, as you well know. You've sent me your tiles in, and that will be out very soon. So I'll let you know when that comes. It's just taking a little bit longer to write for some reason, but that's okay. There's no rush in that sense. We want it right. Oh, Ali, did you? Ali, I got yours. I think I posted yesterday. It's fantastic. Love it. So they're all completely random, so we get just as excited as well. Of course, we see them all, and then I just randomly put them together, and then we see which ones we get. So I don't know. I can't remember which one Leslie got, actually. I can remember who got Leslie's, because of course I did write them down, and I do apologise. I know some people have asked about tile 13, because I know sometimes people don't post, and that's fair enough. But you didn't know who got your tile. I've swapped laptops, so trying to find my sort of file on the old laptop has been a bit of a nightmare. So it's on the new one now. Okay. It's going to go in there a little bit. So we've got this sort of little... I know, Ali. No, so we do the swap with everybody else. So it was fantastic. Love the body and the peacock and the feathers. It's great. Made me smile. Okay, next little bit then. I'm going to sort of come down here a little bit now. Let's go a little bit bigger. Oh, you don't want to see my light switch, do you really? Oh, I'm trying to zoom again, you know, for some reason. Okay. So I'm going to come in with, let's have a look, some little bubbles. So little, not too big. Let's just create a bit of a mass of bubbles, a little bit wider at the bottom. There we go. There we go. Just going to put a little sort of U shape underneath there, and then a little stem. There we go. Gonna do another. And just sort of, this one's going to this side a bit. And then of course do that little sort of U shape and bring it in. little bit more up the top there. Okay. And let's do another one a little bit taller. Okay, you see, just sort of adding these little bubbles, a little U underneath, and along we go. And just sort of working them in. Okay, and a little U shape again. Oh, ladies, we're talking about the deadline for putting tiles in for the new book. If you've got one and you want to put it in, if I can't, I will actually add it in. It's just not quite at the gallery yet, so you've got a little bit of time. But don't hang about, because once I get going, I'm not far off finishing. So you've maybe got a couple of days at most. If you want to do that, if you email it to sandra@sandrarushton.co.uk and write book 7 in the subject so I can find it, that'd be great. Okay, look at those, how nice are they? Just going to put one this side. Just sort of really quite easy to do, but just sort of sit there, don't they? And give it a little bit of height whenever you want to sort of bring that in. So, okay, let's bring in a little bit. We need some sort of leaves, don't we? So let's bring in a little bit of a line here. I'm going to take it all the way up here. I'm going to bring it round to a point, see? And back down again. Just quite thin. A little bit sort of whimsical there. And then I'm going to be just sort of a little bit of point there. And then I'm going to join it with a line. Maybe a bit thicker there. Okay. Let's have another one coming out of there. So again, sort of going round at the top. And then bring it up and round to a point. Just give it a line. Okay, let's do another one here. I might go quite small, just to got that little space there that I could do with one. And maybe let's go a bit further up. And of course you need to look at your tile here and think about where these leaves are going to best suit whatever you've done. Yeah. Oh, Lisa, I did say that, but I might have gone a few more. That's right. Sorry, Ali. Yeah, I might have gone up to 130. So, if you've got one in that category, I see here I'm going in between there because I can. You know what I'm like when I start writing a book. I don't really follow rules. I change my mind. It just sort of happened that way. There you go. All right. Oh, Janet, I know what you mean, yes. It's sort of the end of an era, isn't it? But look at it as the beginning of something new and something exciting. Who knows, you know, what's coming and what's going to be happening. Nothing stays forever, isn't it? We have to go with the change as to where we think we are best suited. So, not to worry. Oh, they do look nice. A bit of purple on there would look lovely. So maybe, let's have a look. Maybe just another one here. I don't want to go too high up because I'm going to do something else up there. So there you go. Oh, all right. I'm going to just sort of bring a few bubbles, you know, in the base here. There we go. Just sort of, you know, giving that something to sit on there. It's a really great one to do if you've got sort of a loose ends, so to speak. They just sort of need working in. There we go. it does. It's how it is, isn't it? It's the way the world works. So we have to sort of accept it and go with whatever we've got going. Okay, look at that. How lovely is that? It's completely different, isn't it? It's, yeah, liking it. So, okay, let's do something up at the top here. I'm going to start in this corner because, see, this is the tallest bit. Well, it's sort of even, I suppose, but we've got a taller bit here. So I'm going to start this side. And of course, you can do it the other side if you want. I'm going to come on down. I'm going to create this little loop. Now you've got various loop shapes you can do here, but I'm going to come back in and along, and I'm going to keep it narrow as I sort of can, and then just cap it off at the top there. Okay, it's calling for a fairy. Vicky, if you want to put a fairy in, please go ahead and put a fairy in. It's absolutely fine. Okay, so I'm going to bring now another one of these shapes, but I'm going to start here. And I'm going to come all the way across. I'm just going to sort of let it keep going until I can feel my hands sort of saying that's enough. And back in and round. Just let the pen do the work. No need to press on, just take your time. See, nice and slow, and back it comes. All right, let's bring this one up here. Look, it's just going underneath. I'm going to just cap it off there. Okay. Oh, go for it. You've got this. Okay. So let's do another. I'm going to bring another one. Let's have a look. Sort of from here maybe. And in. And round here. Just let the pen do the work. Just relax. And then back round. See, got a bit of a wobble on there, but that's fine. And then I'm just going to cap it off over there. Let's bring another one in. Which way to go? I'm going to go this way. So maybe I'll start from here. Stop and go underneath. Stop and go underneath. And around. So really sort of curve that little bit in there. Oh, I missed it. Chris has got some great news and I'm going to have to wait till the end so I can go back and read the comments. Whatever it is, Chris, it's obviously good news. Congratulations. But I'll go back and read what I'm congratulating you for in a short while. There we go. See, back over and then underneath. Okay. All right. Like that. I think I need another one. I'm going to bring it down here. See, it's going underneath there. And back in. And around. And back up. Yeah. Okay. What about maybe just one more? Just another one sort of sneaking in there. There we go. And then up there. Okay. So what if we then bring in a few of these lovely little zingers? Okay, let's go a little bit bigger just in case if you've never done one before. There we are. Just take your time. Each time we get a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to just take that line down into there. And now what about one here? I'm going to go over that one. Just going to do a little one. Okay. Maybe just bring one out up here. There we are. Just let them go their own way. See here, a little curve with a bobble on. Just let it sort of do its thing. Let's have a look. All right. So maybe just sort of one here. I might do two there actually. And again, just look at your tile so you can see where you think it's going to best suit what it is you're doing. And of course, let's go back and add a few of those little bubbles. So don't sort of count them and don't think, oh, I've got to do 3 here and 2 there. You just want to break it up a little bit. It's just adding a bit of texture there. So doesn't need many. Just sort of disappearing in the background. Okay. All right. So let's have a little bit of shading in here then. Okay, I'm going to come in with my pencil. It's a regular pencil. And before I do that, I'm just going to do the stem maybe. I'm just going to choose this top edge. See, I've gone down one side and filled that bit in there. There you go. Oh. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of pencil either side there, and then a bit on the inside. Then either side. And then there. Okay. And of course you can shade it however you like. This is just one way of doing it. So just gotta add a little bit in. You're looking for lights and darks sort of along the way. If you can, a little bit of shadow. Okay, what about this one? We're just going to repeat the same thing. Okay. Very small, aren't they? So we don't really need to really go to town with them because there's not that much there to work with. So as long as they get a little bit of graphite in there. There we go. And of course this one here. You know, if you've missed a bit, it doesn't matter because you'll have plenty on your tortillon. So you can go back in, add a little bit afterwards. Okay. And then of course the bubbles, I'm just going to add a little bit to one side. And there. Just sort of bringing it in. This one here. Okay. And there. Going to just add a bit of shadow just sort of one side of these. Of course a bit down the stems, wherever we can find a few. There you go. And so we've got bits on, just a little bit on either side of the ribbons if you can find them. And then just sort of adding a touch. Of course you could use colour in these if you want to, it's entirely up to you, but I'm just going to kind of keep them. I think I'm going to add a bit of metallics in there in a bit, and a little bit sort of over the top of that original line we did. Okay, and then just sort of on the top end here we're just going to come and add some just sort of along those shapes, not too far, just that one's a little bit more, maybe just a little bit on the ends of those. Okay, so here we go with our tortillon. I'm going to start again with the flowers and just sort of soften out pencil in the middle. See, we're leaving that highlight. The same with these, how I know they're small, just sort of try and leave a little bit of the paper underneath, so you've got a bit of a highlight going on there. They're only small, so they don't need much. And same with these. Just sort of working it round. There we go. You see, just a little bit. And then of course just sort of down the stem. And got a few little bits on those ribbons. And here, not really much to do. I'm just softening it off on that one side. I'm not going on the other. And then work my way along. And same again. Just sort of softening the edges of those little ribbons there. So, I lose track now when half term is. I used to live for it. as all teachers did. But not these days. I don't know sometimes what day it is, let alone what half term is. But it's all good. Every day's a holiday. I try to make it that way anyway, if possible. So it has been a little bit stressful this last few weeks. We're getting through it. So there we go. Right, so a little bit of ribbon there. And then of course, I'm just going to bring that one in. Oh, a bit there. It's always the thing, isn't it, when you've got a lot of really tiny sort of little bits and pieces, sometimes you're going to miss a bit. There we go. So let's go and have a look at this bit at the top. And again, I'm just going to soften it. So I'm not trying to move it too far. We just want a nice soft edge, if we can. Okay. I think I'm going to put a little bit of pencil on my little zingers there, just on one side. Doesn't matter which side. You can swap and change if you like. And let's just soften that off a little bit. Okay. Oh, I think I'm going to bring in a little bit of white pencil in, assuming I have one. There we go, I do. And all I'm going to do is just highlight those pieces there, just on the sort of outer edge there, just on what you can see at the front, just to help it along a bit. There we go, maybe touch in there. Sort of same with these. And of course, if you're working with just a regular cream tile, you might not need it. Needs a bit of pencil on there. Told you I was going to miss one. There we go. Just sort of giving it that bit of a highlight there. And the same on these ones. Just on those sides there. And again, a little bit on the ribbon. Okay. Alright, so let's just go back to my zingers. I'm just going to put a little bit of white on the opposite side. Okay, so a little bit of metallics now, I think. I'm going to come in with my purple. Here we go. Or brushes, okay, or very, very high pigments watercolours. They're like a powder. And they create some really nice backgrounds, because once they dry, it's watercolour, so you could actually draw over the top of them. I know some, if they've got a bit of mica in, for example, some of them you can't really go over with a micron pen because it clogs it up, but you can with brush over. Okay, see, I'm not colouring every single one in, I'm just giving it a little bit of colour in there. Now, I don't know if you've noticed with these gel pens, they're not all metallic. Some of them are matte, so you're getting a little bit of a mix of both worlds. So I've got like a lighter purple here, see, and this is sort of a matte colour. So if I just go in and add that colour in, you see on just some of the bubbles there, just gives it a bit of a mix up. It's quite an unusual set, actually. There's got to be, because Leslie and I picked the colours and we wanted certain things, so that was the way we wanted, so we chose whatever. There you go. Maybe a couple little dots around there. Okay, so let's have a look at that. Alright, so you can keep putting colour on if you want to. You can add a little bit more. Maybe come in and add some of that purple, just to sort of give it a little bit of a balance to some of these dots here. There we go, just to add a little bit in. Of course, just remember they are gel pens, so if you're going to use this, you don't want to be smudging we go. And last but not least, there we go. Need to have a signature in there. So there we go. A little bit of a signature. So there is our tile. Not 100, 216. So have a play with this one. It's quite nice to do those ribbons. Maybe you want to do this, but even bigger, and do more of the loops. That could be really nice. So yeah, see how you get on with it. So okay, with all that done and sorted, Friday. Okay, Friday. Yes, I'm on Create and Craft, but I might have to do the tile a little bit later, because I think, yeah, I'm on at 9:45 and 1:30, which means I'm not going to get home till it's 2:15, 3:15. So I think I'll put a post out and we'll probably do it Friday night, if that's okay, just to keep us on track and make sure we're still doing the right amount of tiles a week. So I will put a post out and just let you all know. It'll probably be Friday at 7, but I'll put a post out just to confirm it. So okay, in the meantime, everybody stay safe, have fun, stay warm as well, and I will speak to you all on Friday. Okay, take care. Bye.